It's showtime. Here we are.
Wednesday. We love Wednesday. I'm at the foot of the Rocky Mountains in Cody, Wyoming.
Ooh, cool.
So I might go in and out. My internet is not the greatest here,
Oh, you're not
um,
going to do that.
but it's very cool. Yesterday we got to see a live grizzly bear that was out in a little field, and a black bear, an elk, and what else? And the mountains were unbelievable. Like, you know me, I got a fear of heights, so I was like leaning in the truck. Rob's like, "Do you think that's going to help by leaning towards me?" I'm like, "I can't look down."
I would
But it
think
was
the same thing. Distribute the weight over here.
exactly. So, anyways, it's just mind blowing. It's so beautiful. Yeah. So we did the North Loop yesterday. Today we're going to go back and do the South Loop. So we'll get to go see Old Faithful. So
Cool.
I'm really excited for that. Yeah. So,
I'm
anyways,
counting down the days till you come back.
I know it's getting close.
Yeah,
It's getting
we're getting
close.
ready for our annual retreat that happens up at Grandview Lodge, and Rhonda is coming back into Minnesota to help facilitate that retreat. We're super excited about it. We're working on relationships this year. So it starts with the relationship with yourself and then leads into the relationship with other people. It is going to be a weekend like no other. So we're super excited for the people who are signed up. If you are interested, let us know. We've still got a couple spaces open. But let's talk about what our students learned today.
Yeah, it was really interesting. You put a TikTok out. Was it TikTok or Instagram? I can't remember. Anyways, my daughter was the one that told me, "Mom, you got to check this out with Tracy." She did TikTok. Is there anything going on with her heart? And really, what it was meant to be was you were sharing the importance of collecting data and how you have your Aura Ring and your Apple Watch, and that you're collecting data just on some things that you want to know how that are going on in your health. And by having knowledge, you're able to support your thoughts about that. And it ended up being a little different than that, the way it was presented.
Well, it was very alarming because my sister, who does all my social media for me, she does a phenomenal job, and she knows how to capture people's attention, which is great. But she's got like a siren like look to it, and so of course it alarmed people, and so I had all sorts of people reaching out going, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, at first I didn't even know it was out there because my sister, being my sister, I sent her all of the information as I'm going through the whole process of getting an ECG and a CAT scan on my heart. I'm videotaping it for multiple purposes. We had intended on the front end to share this with our audience because it supports one of the basics that we teach, which is collecting data to make your decisions from. So go to TikTok or Instagram if you want to see what we're talking about. But I decided I would go get the data on my heart health so that I will quit leaning into all the dramatic thoughts like I'm going to have a heart attack when I exercise, and make some decisions based on the data that I get. So I wanted to kind of bring people along for the ride so they, I think it's interesting to see what it's like to get an ECG and to get a CAT scan of your heart. And but I wasn't intending to alarm people. So haven't got the results back yet, but I will, of course, share them once they're back. But yeah, so we spent a lot of time talking about the value of collecting data to make your decision from, because without the data, you absolutely, for sure, will lean into dramatic thoughts to make your decisions. I would venture to say the majority of people lean into dramatic thoughts to make decisions. And if you understand the value of the mind math and how it creates in black and white, it shows you exactly how you get your results, how they unfold. They are almost always, without awareness, they're almost always unfolding or being like prompted from a fear-based thought. And that's so good to see. Like, there's no judgment on that. It's just really good to know, because then that's how you can iterate. That's how you can optimize, is when you know. When you know better, you can do better. And so that's what the mind math is all about. It is just math. It's not meant to judge. Nobody's judging the number 4 because it was created by a 1 and a 3, right? We're not going to judge your results. It's just math. It's being created from a thought that your primitive brain, that's doing its job trying to keep you safe, came up with, or a neural pathway that's been well established because you've thought that thought for years, combined with the behaviors, get you that result. And we don't have to judge it. We just get to call it out for what it is. That's just my primitive brain being a total rascal. It's being mismanaged or unmanaged, right? That's what was happening for me. I had an unmanaged brain that was running away with the show. And I was like starting to panic. And so that's not what I want to continue to create for myself. So I was like, time out. I'm going to go get the data. And luckily, I have a relationship with my like care team, and I could get in quite quickly. And so I'm just waiting for the results. So that's what's going on. And now, and I'm not saying like, the results are for sure going to be awesome. I will make the next best decision based on the data that I get. And that thought, that belief is way more comfortable than the panic that I was experiencing.
And we used that same practice this morning. It was great. We got to have one of our taste test students who's in the 4th week of the taste test, who had some frustration, and it kind of came out. She was a little angry at one of her son's dog, I think it was. But anyway, because when she was working, and she's like, "Why was I so angry? I mean, I felt so great these weeks." So it was kind of like twofold. One was, when you're starting to get into week 4, your body is detoxing, and that can affect your liver. But the biggest thing that she said that really caught me off guard was, I'm frustrated because I don't really need to lose weight. So why am I doing this program? And it was brilliant because it really had more to do with metabolic versus weight loss. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, we get a lot of people walking through our door that actually have very little weight to lose. And they go through the self-made mind and body program because metabolic health, longevity is important to them. Cognitive, like clarity, sustained energy, like all the other things that are a byproduct of strong metabolic health. That's what they're going for. So it's not just for the people who lose weight, although it is a great weight loss program that's actually sustainable. So you're not going to be yo-yo dieting because you learn how to solve the mind math. That's why. But as like we take it through the door of metabolic health, it is like the best added value you could ever have to any offer you'll ever buy is like, oh, and by the way, you get to live longer too.
Yeah.
Like, kind of no brainer, right?
Yeah.
And really, truly, the taste test is a no brainer. It's $200 and you get to come into our program for a full month, go through the group coaching. You get the whole module on how to build protocols that include fasting. For $200. And if we don't solve your problem of the way you're feeling right now, we give you your money back. So it is totally a no-brainer. I don't know why the doors are not being beat down right now.
They will be. Just wait till we get off this little video here.
I know. And we are a laugh a minute too. So like the other value is that you're just sitting there like having the time of your life. No.
You know what, Tracy, one thing that was really awesome today in Mastery is we had one of our students that hadn't been in for quite a while. She hadn't been on a Zoom call, and she came in and she opened up and she just shared in the chat. She didn't come off mute or anything. She said, I've been away for a while, and so I was nervous to come back in, but I get in here and now I feel like I'm home and I'm with my supportive community. And all of the people in the chat were like, we're so glad you're back. I feel the same way. I'm starting, I'm trying to get back on track with my self-coaching. And so it's a really wonderful, supportive, warm community that you can't help but just want to get back in there and really work on your thoughts and your feelings. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And that student, oh my gosh, like she's got the contrast now, which really like supports the decision that she made to join our community in the first place. Having the contrast of when you step away and you kind of feel a little bit lost, now she's got that. Like that, she made a great decision and now she has that evidence. Like that's a good thing, you guys. Like don't make that mean something about yourself. Like no shame on that. All we do as we live our life is we just keep iterating, right? And so I'm so glad she's back, but I'm also so glad that she has the contrast, and that's going to be so much more meaningful to her. So yeah, it was so awesome to see her back. But yeah, come join us, you guys. It is a no-brainer, and there's so much value added, like a strong metabolic health and humor to boot.
All right. See you next week.
All right. Bye-bye.